Okay, this will be an interesting one. If we can make this one look a treat. Let's see if we can make it look any good. How big? 400, I think, will do the job. Well, I'll probably have to re-enlarge anyway, so let's see how we go. Okay, let's see. Oh, I wondered if I took off the last job. I'm just going to put that away, put that on the pile, and our next job is this. It says Koha, or whatever it's, Power Shell, as they call it. Not Power. I think it's Paua, Power. It's a New Zealand thing. So I got this here. It says it there. Power, Paua shell. Paua, not Power. It's probably not. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly anyway. It's obviously a Maori thing. I think originally it was to do with Maoris, New Zealand Indigenous people. And they make these really nice, I never tried one, but I've heard of a thing called a hangi. It's like Maoris, it's a thing that Maoris make. They just dig a hole and put a fire under it and then put like hot coals or something. I don't know how it works, but it's meant to be a really nice way of cooking food for a party. It's what they call a hangi. I don't know how to pronounce the word hangi, but yeah. Yeah, we have to go bigger than 400. I think we might have to lighten it up a bit, but it looks really nice like that. But yeah, hangi. It's an interesting term. Hangi. It's a New Zealand Maori thingamajig. We're going to just leave it like that. I was actually thinking here we can lighten it off here. Didn't think. Hangi. I knew someone at school who had New Zealand parents, and she introduced me to the concept of the hangi. Basically, yeah, she also her father had a photocopier at home, and she showed me her dad's photocopier that was being used in his business, in his real estate business. And basically I was really impressed when she showed it off to me, because I always wanted the fucking photocopier at home. It's like, fuck, it was really like, it was really kind of her. I really appreciated that she did that, because most people at school treated me like shit. She never invited me to any of her parties, but it was still a nice gesture anyway, considering most people wanted to bully me to shit, to treat me like a piece of crap, which, seriously, I know there's peer group pressure, and I know that people obviously didn't want to associate with too friendly-ish with me. I wasn't exactly a popular person. I was treated like fuck shit. I reckon I was the most unpopular kid in the fucking whole of the school. They just didn't understand me, and they just treated me like fucking shit. And it was really horrible. I couldn't enjoy school. It was hard enough trying to learn with a intellectual disability due to a brain damage at birth. It was bad enough dealing with not being able to learn things quickly enough and keep up with the class, but it was really bad that they had to fucking lay it on thick, because, I was different, because I'm different. It's just not fucking fair. It wasn't a nice thing that they did to me. They really treated me like with such contempt, and I just couldn't deal with. I had to live with it, you know. I had to almost every moment at school, there was always some fucking heckler in my ear, trying to fucking get his or her message across that I really suck, that I suck, you know, that I have no place, I have no rights to be able to enjoy my time in the classroom, or my time in the playground, or my time in the library. There was just no consideration of that. There was just no fucking idea these people had that they just treated me with such fucking glaring contempt. They did. They treated me like the worst kind of shit. They really did. And I had no fucking way of stopping it. There was just too many of them, too many at a time, just having a go at me for no fucking good reason. Fuck idiots. Fucktards. Now I've fucking lost all my settings talking about these turds in the classroom, in the playground. Yeah, they're fucking idiots. They're fucking turds. Honestly, I fucking hate the guts. I'm so glad I'm not at school anymore. I really had no fun living there, working there. Now that's funny. Some of these settings are still in play. Oh, it's just the copy density which I altered on the front of the machine. Sorry, folks, for getting your hopes up. But yeah, you know, it's just not fair. It was a good thing I wasn't the type of person who was sensitive enough to contemplate, or even worse, attempt or commit suicide. Because hey, I could have been, with the kind of pressures I was under at school, from the kids, from the teachers, from the parents, and even from my brother. It was a wonder I didn't decide to maybe hang myself or kill myself in some way. I never did. I was too much of a survivor. I loved life too much to give these bitches the satisfaction of having me dead. So yeah, this is not looking too good. So I'm really glad that I didn't give them what they wanted, or maybe what they wanted. I'm just glad I just was trying to be myself as much as I can, or as I could. I was trying to be myself and just live a life as much as I could, just being who I was. Stuff the people that wanted me, who probably wanted me dead. They just don't, they fucking can go shit themselves. So yeah, I got real pressure put on me. And the pressure, you know, I didn't need this shit. You know, I didn't need this fucking overload. I don't know what to do with this one, to be honest, folks. I don't know what I want with this. I'm actually thinking this little piece looks really nice. That could probably go into the top corner if I could. But basically, yeah, I just didn't have any, it didn't appear that I had any rights at the school. I didn't have any human rights allowed. I wasn't allowed to be myself without bringing judgment on myself from the people at school and the teachers, the kids, the family. I just couldn't be myself and feel comfortable with myself. I had to it was really difficult trying to deal with the bullying and trying to deal with the expectations that my family put on to be a good student, and to be someone that was good at scholastics as well as social. And I just didn't have the social or the scholastic abilities that school demanded. So it was a real relief to find that on the last day of school, which was just thinking if that's the way we want this. thinking we can just maybe make it a bit shorter that way and make it, yeah, it looks nice. So yeah, I just didn't feel like my contribution to school was all really accepted, you know. I was into photocopiers and I hated the curriculum at the school. I didn't have what it took to be a student which my parents and my brother would be proud of. So, yeah. So one day when I was in year 11 in August, it was on August the 4th, I think, the teacher brought me and my parents into the office, and they basically spoke to my parents and said, you know, there's no use me being your daughter being at school anymore. You know, there's no point in her being at school, you know, because she just doesn't have any reason, you know, I don't know the exact words that were said in the office because I wasn't actually a fly on the wall to see it, but basically, yeah, apparently that was it. There was no reason for me to be at school. I wasn't doing well socially or academically, and I wanted to leave in year 10, so that was a really good stroke of genius, as far as I was concerned, from the principal. It was good that the principal just let me go, let me be free of that fucking hellhole that was Kalani Heights High School. So I'm glad I'm gone. I'm glad. I was glad I didn't have to attend another day at that fuckhole, and that I didn't, and that maybe, without knowing it, the kids at school had no one else to pick on, like they had to pick on me. So they have to find some other poor little blighter. So it sucks shit to them. I was gone. My parents, I think, wanted me to do uni. They wanted me to get a job that was well paying. All I wanted to do was to become a photocopier technician. I wanted to work with photocopiers. So basically, yeah, I just didn't want to study at uni. I knew I wasn't up to uni. I'm pretty sure I knew that uni was too big. I figured I could just study the job of being a photocopier technician. So unfortunately, the disabilities that I have proved that I couldn't even make it to being a photocopier technician, but at least I didn't waste an extra year of my life, or year and 4 months, having to go to fucking school and deal with the shit every day. So it was good to get out of that fuckhole, because it was a fuckhole. I hated it. That fucking school. And school is just shit. You know, it's old-fashioned shit anyway. So, won't go into that. But basically, school just didn't do it for me, I'm afraid. It just made me upset. It made me feel bad about myself. Expectations upon expectations. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just a little bit before I got gently expelled from the school, I got 13 out of 100 for my half-yearly maths exam in the lowest maths class there was. So I probably had the lowest score in math for the year that I was in. But, you know, what could I do with a person with an undiagnosed disability? So here we go. That's turned up a real treat. I think now we can definitely call this demo quits.